Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you,
Ronny. You're making me cooler just by joining me at the desk. Thanks so much. I feel you're so cool. I feel like your band right now is in such a great place culturally. You're like in that. Correct me if you feel differently, but you're in that sweet spot of. You're big enough to sell out Radio City and people love your music, but you're still that kind of underground vibe where you're not, you don't have to play to like a mainstream, sensibility or do anything you don't want to do. I mean, do you feel that way or?
Which is a great place to be because we feel in charge of our self-expression, which is amazing as artists and human beings. And selling out Radio City here in New York is still like really cool for us. So we don't take it for granted. It's been amazing, and just being in here in this this smaller TV audience situation is super dope.
No, you can, and. I mean, the authenticity is coming through in the second album. I feel I can still feel it. I mean, that was one of my questions for you. Was like, do you feel that transition from making your first album where you're just pure self-expression and doing what you want to do to the second album where there's expectations for it now, kind of. Did you feel that kind of pressure? Did it change your creative approach to it?
Most definitely. So for with the last album, I was really lucky because of my other half, Adrian Quesada. He came to the table with such a knowledge and such a sensitivity towards the culture, towards the style of music that I just...
You can say black people.
Yeah, black people.
Yeah.
But it was really easy for me to kind of adopt the character that was being presented by way of the canvas that is soul music. And so as we accomplished that, and he liked some of my songs, and those songs kind of helped kind of catapult Black Pumas like Colors. It's been really amazing. But for this the second album, there was way much more, pressure. But, I was raised in an artist's household, and I was always taught to kind of genuinely be okay with expressing myself. And thankfully, the people have kind of allowed it, So it feels nice to be here.
You haven't changed yet. Is there?
Yeah, not yet. Never.
Right. And I guess I know you're still with an indie music label.
That's right, ATO Records.
But do you feel like with this second album, with the more anticipation and the undoubted success of the first one, do you feel like you have more resources now? Like, how is it actually affecting how you make music for the second album?
Well, when we did so well the first time around, I kind of immediately learned that our team, which is a great team, they were kind of relying on us for direction. And so that came as a really big surprise. While it doesn't sound super like a big deal, it came as a surprise because I don't know that we were for sure as to what direction we wanted to go in. So we just continued to be genuine, continue to be honest, and it's led us in into some places that have been really new and very cool, and we're still like observing people's reaction to it. So that's been like really nice.
Right, and you came up kind of playing smaller gigs coming up, and now at Radio City, and there's everything is really happening for you. Like, do you feel like do you still go back to play smaller gigs just to get the energy of that? Or?
Most definitely. So I'm lucky because I was busking before. Oh. Everybody hated me.
That's not true. What city were you busking?
I was busking in Santa Monica, in Los Angeles. And so I went from Los Angeles to Austin, Texas, where there's a live show for anybody and everybody every single day. So to be interjected in such a culture where the artist is just embraced in this uncanny way, that really opened my eyes to being able to play and not having to pay to play, but being able to play and really just integrate in the culture. So we played C-Boys, which is a smaller venue, Shotgun Club, and
you feed off that energy. Obviously, it's smaller, everyone's there. You're playing original music, and you're killing it, and there's this.
But there's that sense that you really have to work hard because we have friends who come and they're just in the back doing that thing, but
it's like you're like trying to prove yourself versus Radio City where everyone's there to
Most definitely,
Yeah.
And I want to say, like, briefly that we were just very lucky just from the very get-go. Like, as soon as I met Adrian Quesada, we had such a chemistry. Obviously, you know, I'm a creative and an artist first, and it helped to be with a partner who was just knowledgeable enough to kind of help me find a container for that musically, and to then see the stage in in such a real way. I used to be in theater. I grew up acting, and so, you know, it's not that much different. There's, you know, so. So to be in that situation in Austin, Texas, it was like the perfect place to cultivate the live performative element.
Right. And I heard you recently went into a silent meditation retreat. Is that
Yeah,
right?
most definitely. I discovered Vipassana through a girlfriend of mine, and it changed my world. I have done the retreat twice. It's free. They fed me for free. They put me up for free.
But what's the condition? You just have to shut the up for 7 days?
Exactly.
Sorry, I should have said it's a silent retreat. Did I mention?
It's a silent retreat.
Right.
So it's a silent retreat. You get there, it's maybe 100 students, 5 instructors, and you learn the technique, which is really easy to learn.
Just to shut up.
Yes, just to be quiet. You know, you'd be surprised.
The technique for that is a quiet skill, I guess, these days. What happens if you don't shut up? Do they like kick you out? Is that how do they kick you out?
Yeah,
they go,
you can get kicked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you can get kicked out, but I think that the technique is to get you on a vehicle to the source of how and or where our subconscious mind is reacting to, you know, our thoughts and things that might have happened in the past. So to get to the bottom of it, it's a really technique to do so.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. Something I'll never do that. But Chronicles of a Diamond is available now. Be sure to stay tuned for a special performance after the break. Eric Burton and the Black Pumas, everybody.